real quick, before the video starts, if you haven't already, subscribe to this YouTube channel. A lot of stuff is coming. Lots of crazy shit. Also, if you haven't already, join the Discord. It's free. It doesn't cost you a single dime. Not a single penny, bro. I do a whole bunch of stuff in there. I live trade when I can. When I do live trade, a couple people show up. 30 minutes in, if I don't get a setup, they leave. I still trade most of the days. Y'all see my executions. Y'all see everything. It's all in front of you to see. Join the Discord if you need help. I'll help you get a payout. It's really not that big of a deal. Join the Discord while it's still free. Alright, there's tons of value here. It's underrated. I'm giving tons of free content to you guys, especially with these recaps and all this stuff. So, do me that favor, join the Discord. I'm sure it's going to help you out a lot. There's tons of people in there that are like-minded just like you, that do the exact same thing, trade NQ, all this cool stuff. So, with that said, enjoy the rest of the video, guys. Alrighty, what's going on? Welcome back to another trade recap. So, I took 3 trades today. If you guys did not see my Instagram story, 3 trades, 2 on the evaluation account and 1 on the PAs. So, I'm going to go over that with y'all real fast. So, as you can see here, these are the executions for the eval. And then here is the PA trade as well. Coming into the day, what I was looking at, seeing how we'd want to react basically at open. Wasn't necessarily a clear draw coming into the opening, but I was expecting to see this mitigation probably just get dumped off of, which is exactly what happened. So coming into the morning, we straight up open and then just dump all the way down. And you'll notice as well, right here, this candle, before we had that slight retracement before we dumped off again, we actually took this low barely and did not hit equilibrium of this whole entire range, right? We did get a push up. We had this SMT, but if we look back right here, this was it. This is equilibrium, this line right here. We never hit it, so there was no trade for me here. Sure, it worked. I'm sure you could get an entry here. ES displaced above this high, left it for value gap. That was a good long up to this gap here. You know, it's equilibrium, but I just didn't like it myself. So I waited, pushed back down, and now we had a breaker on the 4 hour. Look at this. Breaker right here, boom, this wick is literally the breaker. We trade back into the wick, into a discount, and then what do we do also? We SMT with ES. Yo, ES has equal lows here. This low here at 10 a.m. on ES did not take that low. We created equal lows, but we did take it on NQ. So that is valid to be an SMT. And then what happens? All right, I'm expecting some type of open low high, and then I don't know where the close is going to be for the 10 a.m., but I was expecting to have some sort of push up, but maybe not take this high yet, but at least up into this inefficiency. So we did get this SMT here. We got an SMT on a higher time frame. We're in a discount. We're in the breaker. We get a change of state of delivery. We retest it, and then we get a nice push up. While the candle's still green, I enter, and I get filled at 419, and it immediately dumps off of me, and then I just put my stop loss a little bit below mean threshold of this order block, and from there it just immediately runs up, partials me, and then I get stopped at break even, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Here we go with the Gardeners again. Anyways, this ends up trading lower. No entries here for me at all. I'm waiting for more bullish action to be shown. And then right about here, around like 11:02, 11:03, I was trying to change my fucking position like this to risk less, because I already won the trade for this eval, and I ended up selling I ended up selling my position. So I sold it, fucked up, bought it back, and then yeah, that just kind of screwed me over for a bit. But I barely lost much, so it wasn't a bad thing at all. And then right as we get this SMT here, we get a nice push up, and then we get a closure above this opening price, and then we get a break above this high here. At this point, I would ideally want to see a closure above the 1058 opening price. But at this point, I was like, okay, we have low resistance liquidity. We have these low resistance highs here. It just makes sense to want to run up and at least take these highs here, and then obviously this high up here. So I entered around here, and then there were equal highs here on NQ. I was trading on MNQ. I took off the majority of my position at these equal highs, and then I just watched price to see how we react from any of these highs here. So we end up taking this high by like a tick, and then trade back down to this 5-minute gap into this breaker. We had a 5-minute IOFED right there, and then I end up adding another one on this inversion right here, as you guys saw in the beginning. and then I take that up to this internal high here. Now that I'm thinking about it, probably should have held a runner here, but it doesn't really matter. Not a huge deal. But yeah, and then this trade was on the PAs, so I saw this inversion here, and I expected us to just immediately just run to this high because it was almost the end of the hour, and you could expect some sort of, I mean, here we had an open low high and then close on the 11 a.m. candle. All right, so that was our actual move. We just had to time it right. That's basically what we did here. Right, the S&P at the low, we add again here, and then this inversion here I enter on the account, on the PAs, and then take it off fully at the high here. So that would have been cool to trade to these equal highs up here on the normal and mini chart, but it didn't happen. I didn't want to be greedy. I just took everything off there. So that was pretty much it. Reason I didn't expect price to trade back into here is because, I mean, we were just already so bullish, and all these PD rays are being respected. This low. There was no SMTs here, but it just made sense for us to keep trading higher. Closed above the consequent encroachment of this, and then retested it. So at that point, I was like, okay, this looks pretty bullish because the gap was pretty big. Came down, tested consequent encroachment, and then displaced. I was like, yeah, we're gonna take the high. So that was a free trade, literally like 3 minutes, $3,000, and then $2,000 across these, about 2,300. Sorry, across these two. So that was it. So that's all I really got for you guys. I'm probably not gonna end up trading on tomorrow, Friday, because I've already made plenty of money for the week, and I still have a 3-week green streak, so I'm not gonna try and do some stupid shit to mess it up. So again, like I said in previous videos, if you guys have any comments or suggestions, leave them down in the comments below. I will respond to anything, and I will be willing to fulfill any requests you guys may have. Alright? Not everything, but most stuff. Alright? So I'll leave you guys with that. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a great weekend, and I'll catch you guys most likely on Monday. Peace.